the intra-communal fighting between Black people, the racist Native Americans, they look at it and they revel on it, and they delude themselves in their minds that the Native American community is fully united, even though many natives don't even like each other. A lot of natives on the res don't like urban natives. A lot of natives who call themselves full bloods don't like the ones who are mixed, and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. So natives are not united, right? But when they see these intra-communal and lie to themselves that Native Americans are united, and that also gives them like this illusion of superiority over Black people. Like this racist Native American, when I was calling him out for being racist, he was like, "Your own people don't even like you. They said you're not even really Black. You're African. You guys told them." Wow. To tout all the talking points that Black people say to me when I argue with Black people. Right. It's so delusional. Like, it's so insane and insidious. I want to let OHF talk because he just came up.
Hey, OH.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm in the gym, so it's loud here. So I'm enjoying
always in the gym.
Yeah, I learned. I think a lot of I noticed a lot of them on Instagram. Then when I came on here, they like OHF as the attack dog, right?
Yep.
So I sort of realized, you know, they like me as the attack dog. And that way they kind of just, you know, act like they got a leash on some of us. And, we go out and we attack. And I realized probably 2 years ago that this is problematic too. We're attacking information, right? And a lot of times they're so into attacking these people personally that first and foremost you're not part of the community. You don't get to attack them on a personal level. And misinformation, you get to attack misinformation, but not the person, right? And I realize so much of this is directed towards the people, and that's always gonna be problematic. So I kind of at this point just think like a lot of them. I said earlier on, I said if y'all can't focus on information, just don't address it. Because you're not helping our cause, because this is a misinformation in our community. And if you want to sit there and antagonize these people, and if really, if anything, makes what we're doing a lot harder, and then instead of focus on information, now they can focus on anti-Black natives, right? And it derails the whole conversation. So the hope is, I honestly, at this point, a lot of them, I think it's a cultural shift. It's a cultural distinction too with African Americans and Native Americans. The way in which they identify these issues is very much through the lens of tribal identity. Right? That's how they introduce themselves. That's part of their culture. I feel like that's not always the case with African descendants who are trying to reconnect to our ancestral homeland, our ancestral ethnic groups, right? We engage these things a little differently. So they engage it exclusively through the lens of identity, and it's just not effective because you can't tell somebody who they are, right? Even if they're delusional. They're saying you name it, you know. They can't. You can't challenge somebody's personal claim to a thing. What you can do is ask them how they arrived at their conclusion and ask them to provide information. But most of the conversations I notice now are like on this anti-natives, and I think it's really setting us back because we could be addressing some things, some misinformation in our community. Because at the end of the day, this is really a Black American issue. Yeah. Right? Native Americans are going to go back to the same communities. No matter what happens, they're still going to go back to the same tribes, the same groups of life. But at the end of the day, the people who are left with this are African Americans. No other group is going to be dealing with the brunt of this. Every other group has their identity to go back to at the end of the day. And it's going to be us left to pick up all the pieces. So I think we really got to just kind of had that very clear discussion about if you're not in here to correct information, please stand back. Yeah. Please stand back and be an observer. Go into the stands, go into the audience, and just have a seat and relax and watch as we correct or information because it's just
The way I cringe sometimes when I see some of them come up on your panel, and I'm like, oh God, stop. I'm like, you're not being productive. I'm like, please drop.
And I remember as well when I used to be on OHF's live a lot, and I would see the racist Native Americans. Obviously, I would call them out, and immediately I would be labeled as like this angry, aggressive, belligerent black woman. I'm just going crazy and da-da-da-da. But part of it for me that's necessary, especially as a continental African, I think it's necessary for me to see black people from all elements of the diaspora, continental Africans, Afro-Caribbean, African Americans, calling out the racist Native Americans, especially at this time when it seems like they're capitalizing on division between us. So when we say, okay, yeah, we're having our issue, we're fighting with some of our people who are delusional and confused, but we still never allow you to attack them on the basis of race. I think that's a necessary stand, right? Like it's a necessary stand that no matter how much the whole diaspora war, crazy tension, things are going wrong, we still will not allow racist Native Americans to overinsert themselves. Simple.
I was just gonna say, because I was putting this in the comments, I do feel like when it comes to, you know, since we're talking about the Native Americans, actually, I'm gonna just say this. I feel like when it comes to other groups who are not
I can't hear her. Hey, Jim, I want to hear you.
I can hear her. Yeah.
You hear me? Okay, my bad. I probably wasn't too close to the phone. But yeah, I was just gonna say, I do feel like when it comes to non-black people, they will unite on the fact that they're not BOK. They're like, oh, well, at least I'm not BOK, right? Because they'll have their differences, they'll fight amongst each other, but when they're ready to get on us, they're gonna assemble like Voltron to get at us. So they really unite when it comes to attacking us. That's why I don't. That's why I really don't get it. Then when they see successful black people, then when they see BOK people that are not the stereotype that they have in their head, they don't know how to act. So that's what's going on right now. But yeah, that's all I had to say, y'all.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree, right? The non-black racist natives, they are able to unite so quickly despite their tribal differences. They unite so quickly to attack black people. All the tribalism in the Americas, European imperialism could not unite them, but the black pretendians on TikTok can unite them. That should tell you the power that black people wield in everybody's minds. We live rent-free in the minds of all racist Native Americans, and it's so diabolical.
And I say that as a non-black native, like I agree, which is why a lot of these motherfuckers hate me because I see it, and I can't personally relate because of like how my worldview and upbringing is, and keep my circle very limited when it comes to them because I like I've said, and this is exactly why with the racially white teen natives, and people are like, well, you can't play the blood quantum thing. If they're enrolled, they're enrolled. I will play that. And the reason I play that is because every chance they get to lean into their whiteness or their proximity to it, they will do it because they don't want to fight the real fight. And so
they play blood quantum with black people, though. They always ask them what percent.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So but you don't want to play blood quantum with the white appearing natives, but you want to play blood quantum with black people.
Right.
So this is what I hate. I hate that nobody really feels like all these other, racially marginalized groups, people who they call them POC. I hate that term. But all these other POC, right? They have so many problems with white supremacy, colonialism, European imperialism, but the only problem they feel like they can face is black people. And really, that's why I try to tell the racist Native Americans, you should say thank you to us, because had it not been for black people on TikTok, y'all would have never united. Y'all don't even like each other. Now, I'm not going to start saying tribes, but I know a lot of tribes don't even like each other, but I see them on here buddy to talk about black people. So say thank you,
I agree. Okay, Mickey in the comments real quick, and then But Mickey in the comments, I don't know why you're dodging my question, but you claim to be connected to natives, and I'm only this whatever removed. And I've asked you multiple times, how are you connected to natives and which tribe? Because I'm not, and then you were asking Haruna lady whether she took a DNA test or not. Like, if you're claiming a proximity to native identity or a part native identity, you need to say which one it is. Okay. Of course it's Cherokee. I'm done. Goodbye. Okay.
Right, and we need to start calling out these white sea pretendians. Like, Mickey, you are a European descendant. You are a white sea American, and that is completely okay. It is okay to be a white sea American in 2025. I'm noticing who white people want to be a quarter black, 1/3 Sicilian, 2/3 Lebanese, 1/7 Chinese, 1/8 Cherokee, 2/8 Choctaw. Who is going to be white? Does anyone want to actually still be white, or do you guys all want to be something else right now? It's getting really, like, it's getting to a crisis point. Do we have any white tea people left in society?
It sounds like no.
I'm glad you know that. So accept that truth. Live in that truth. You are white, and that is an okay thing to be. Okay, I'm glad you know that.
Lord.
THC.
Yeah, welcome to the panel, THC. You can unmute.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hey.